Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trev and Lev show right here on YouTube.com, where we're talking SEC, Tennessee, and everything CFB. I'm Trev. He's Lev. Thank you all for tuning in. And today we're talking about the third Saturday in October. That's right. It's Big Orange Preview Tennessee versus Alabama, October 18th at 7:30 p.m. Currently, Tennessee with only a 27.6% chance to win this game. Levi, let's open up the show here and let's kind of talk about the meaning of this matchup,
I think
this rivalry game.
this I think this is one of the most underrated rivalries in all of college football. I think a lot of people look at it and look at the years of Saban and Tennessee being bad and seeing, oh, it's just Bama's gonna win every year, and so that stretch of years completely defines this whole rivalry. I think this is a huge hot take that a lot of people would disagree with me. I think Tennessee Alabama in the whole history of it is a better rivalry than Auburn Alabama. That's a big hot take, I know.
That's a crazy take. That's it.
But
I
but you
wouldn't
look at
disagree with you.
the thing is everyone's just looking at recency. And so they're like,
Hmm.
"Oh, Bama Auburn those years, those were crazy games." They look at the kick 6 game and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's like one of the craziest games of all time." And they're and so they're like the Iron Bowl. That's the rivalry of the SEC. But Tennessee's beaten Alabama more than Auburn has. Tennessee has more wins all time against Alabama than Auburn. This was
Yeah,
this
I mean,
was this was the rivalry back in the day. This was the SEC rivalry.
mhm.
And I know it's times have changed. Tennessee's not the same team they used to be, same program they used to be. But this was the rivalry back in the day. And
Yeah, I mean, even look at these recent years. I mean, the games have been a lot closer recently, even when they shouldn't have been. Tennessee has found ways to hang with Bama, and in most of these matchups, obviously there is some big Alabama blowouts.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, for me, this is probably my second biggest rival. I think Florida's my biggest rival, in my
And
opinion.
to
And
be fair to you though, you have you have Florida family, and then
we there's a lot of history there for
yeah,
sure. But no, I mean this is huge. It's this game usually takes place on the weekend of my dad's birthday. I mean, it's just 3 years ago, the huge win against Alabama at home. Just this is a huge game. This is a very important game, not even just for this season, but for like you're saying, the history of this matchup.
it's
It's
literally the cigar game. It's the game where the
yeah,
players and coaches smoke cigars after a win. This is
yeah,
it's
yeah. I mean,
that's not something that happens after every game. But like you
this game
can't
will always mean something.
yeah.
Always.
And and take it from the words of Saban. Saban literally said that his team had an easier time getting like wanting to play against Tennessee than Auburn. Like they hated Tennessee. I have no idea why, because the Tennessee was not good during those years. But Saban himself said Tennessee was the game that pissed off his players more, and that he had a really easy time getting them like ready to play against Tennessee because that's just how much hatred there is in this rivalry. So I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean it's and this one's a huge matchup. Obviously Alabama, top 10 team here. Tennessee coming at number 11,
almost top 10 team.
almost a top 10 team is almost a top 10 matchup. Huge playoff implications for both these teams. Let's kind of get into the key matchups here. Um, kind of start breaking down this game like this. We'll kind of go back and forth. So I want you to give one key matchup, and then I'll go, and then I'll get you another one in a minute. Your biggest key matchup heading into this weekend.
Uh Tennessee's defense versus Alabama's I mean just Tennessee's defense versus Alabama's rush game. I think that's going to be pivotal. I don't necessarily think Alabama's rushing is insanely good.
Hmm.
Um but I think Tennessee stops the run. think it makes it a little bit easier for them to stop the pass because they're a lot better at stopping the pass than they have been at stopping the run. So I think that's going to be a big key matchup. Specific player wise, I'm not
I'll come back to
sure.
you. I can come back to you on that in a second. Um, for me, I'll go a different angle on the defense since you already mentioned the defense. I think it's Tennessee's defensive line versus Alabama's offensive line. Specifically, pass protection. Can Alabama slow down Tennessee's elite edge rushers? Because we've got like three or four really good edge rushers in this game. If we put Ty Simpson under pressure, can we make him get off schedule with his throws like he was against Florida State? A big reason why he was inaccurate that game was pressure. Can we get his rhythm off? Can we get him down on the ground? Sacks are going to be huge in this game. Tackles for loss are going to be huge in this game. And Missouri's defensive line is very similar in skill, I would say, to Tennessee's defensive line. Let's check out the stats here while I'm pulling these up. Missouri's defense: 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks on the game. Uh, I wrote down here in my notes here: Bama's O line is gettable because it is. I think the reason why Missouri was able to stay in this game was the negative plays it was able to force against Alabama's offense. But yeah, I'll throw it back to you. You got another key matchup or another or a player matchup if you want to go that direction.
I mean, I'm curious to see. Hopefully, Bishop's healthy. I'm curious to see how he performs against Bama. How many rush yards he can get on the game. But Aguilar, how is Aguilar gonna fare against Alabama in a road environment? He's already taken on Mississippi State on the road, but we got out with a win there. But how is he, as somebody who this is his first year in the SEC? He's only played one road SEC game. How is he going to fare in a top 10 matchup? Oh, top 15 matchup in Tuscaloosa on the road. That's my curious thing. Um, I don't think Alabama is the greatest. Uh, like I don't think Tuscaloosa is the greatest environment. Bryant Denny's not the greatest environment, but it's going to be a good environment. So how is he going to be able to handle that? The crowd. Um, I'm just curious to see if he has a good game and if he can just play a clean game and be able to beat this Alabama defense and not throw any interceptions.
I'm gonna go with the coaching matchup here. It's Kalen DeBoer, Josh Heupel. DeBoer seems to be able to game plan. He's always got a good game plan for Georgia. Um, his coaching staff gets up for big games. They don't lose a lot of big games like this. They lose a lot of games they shouldn't, but they don't lose a lot of big games. Um, how's Heupel going to prepare on the road? Because we're not a great road team. We have not been under Heupel, and in these big games, the offense has looked bad oftentimes in these big matchups. Specifically, I'm thinking Georgia 2022. Didn't have issues scoring against Mississippi State, but this season. But what's Heupel going to be able to do to get this offense ready? I think that's his main thing. Is how is he going to get this offense prepared for this week? Like you said, it's going to be a good environment, and maybe not a great environment. It'll be a great environment.
Yeah.
It's not one of the loudest SEC stadiums, but huge game. How's Heupel going to be able to handle the pressure if this is a close game? Where's his game management going to come into play here? Hopefully, it won't won't affect the team negatively. And can he show more of that killer instinct this week? If somehow we are up late in this game, can we put our foot on their throat?
This is where Heupel needs to prove the haters wrong. I
Mhm.
I think he needs to be able to prove on this in this game. This is the game where he proves that he can beat a top team on the road. Has he done it yet? I don't think so. He has not done it yet at Tennessee. So that's this is his chance to prove that he can beat. He's proved that he can beat Alabama and he can beat Florida. He's proved that already, and that's why he's the best coach in my lifetime of me watching Tennessee football. but can he prove that he can take the extra step and beat a team like Bama on the road?
on the road.
I
Yep.
think this is where he needs to prove that. And if Tennessee beats Alabama this week, all these fans who this week who are calling into these shows being like, "We need to fire him. We need to get rid of him," they'll be
You
shut
shut
up
them
in an
all up.
instant.
Mm.
So this is his chance to shut them up. So
Lev, talk to me about your keys to victory here. Give me one or two keys to victory real quick, and I'll get into mine.
I think defense has got to stop the run. It's got to. I think that's one of the key to victory. Got to get turnovers. I think
Hmm.
turnovers. The defense has to get turnovers, and they've got to capitalize on them. The offense needs to capitalize on them. So I think turnovers are key. Defending the rush is key, and getting penalties down. Penalties need to be lower, and the offense has to score. You can't.
Yeah.
You need to have as little drives where you don't score. You need to score on most every drive if you're going to win this game. So I think those are my keys to winning. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Let me give you a stat here. You ready for this? So I got ESPN pulled up here. This is from the game against Missouri. Alabama. You already here. Listen to these. Listen to these drives. 11 plays, 78 yards, touchdown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
10 plays, 67 yards, touchdown. 9 plays, 40 yards, field goal. 4 plays, 9 yards, punt. 1 play, -5 yards, fumble. 4 plays, 22 yards, punt. 17 plays, 66 yards, field goal. 9 minutes off the clock. 10 plays, 29 yards, missed field goal. 8 plays, 40 yards, touchdown. 3 plays, 0 yards. 1 play, -1 yard in a game. Those were the drives. That's the drive chart from the last game against Missouri. We've seen this all year, though. This is a team that takes long offensive drives.
Mm-hmm.
Can Tennessee get off of the field on third down? That's going to be imperative in this game.
Yeah.
We cannot let them have these long possessions. That kills our offensive momentum. This is a bad matchup for Tennessee in that sense. They're not explosive. They're not explosive. But they grind out drives. They grind it out in the run game. Ty Simpson makes all the right throws. He makes the plays when they need him to make the plays. That's probably my biggest key.
They need to get off the field on
Couple
third and long.
Get it
I
off the field on third and long. Force them to third and long with those sacks. Get off the field on third and long. Um, one last point here. My key to victory with this offense. That was my key to victory on defense. Get off the field on third down. You cannot let them have these long drives. Offensively here, my key to victory is how do we adjust to Bama's defensive halftime adjustments? I know it's kind of wordy there. Vanderbilt 0 points second half against Bama. I think Georgia had like 10 points second half against Bama. Missouri, um, Missouri had 14 points. Well, defense, Alabama's defense has been great in the second half of games. They've been absolutely shut down. How does this offense respond to that? Can this
mm-hmm.
offense respond to that? Also, while Bama's offense is not great at explosive plays, Bama's defense lets up a lot of explosive plays. Um, well, and not necessarily a lot, but I mean, thinking back to that Vanderbilt game specifically, right? Diego Pavia, huge run, like a 60-yard run. Uh, Vanderbilt also had I think it's like a 75-yard touchdown run. Missouri had a couple big plays, big plays on scoring drives. Can Tennessee capitalize off that? Because I think Tennessee's offense thrives off of explosive plays, and I don't think this Bama secondary is elite. So I think if we hit a few of those, 3 or 4 of those, we got a great shot to win this game. But we got to hit them when we can. Kind of getting into wrapping up this show here. Your impact player of the game, your guy to keep your guy keep an eye on this game.
First, I have a side note that I just noticed, which is wild. The amount of tackles that Arian Carter has for the season's wild. 57. That's crazy. But going off of that, I think so. It's my player of the my who I think is gonna have the best game.
Your impact player of the game.
Do you want me to do one for defense, one for offense, or just one for both?
Just one.
Okay.
It could be
Um.
defense or offense.
Hmm. I'm gonna go with Joey Aguilar. I think that's a basic answer, but I think Joey's gonna have a really good game. I just I don't know. I feel like he had a decent game the last 2 weeks. Like he had pretty good games, though, or not the last 2 weeks, last two games. But I don't think. I think he's gonna really, really. This is going to be his shining moment. His breakout game where he really, really shows what he can do. I just feel that coming. Do we win? I don't know, but I just feel like he's gonna have a good game, a really good game, and I think he's gonna be able to manage the offense really well for Tennessee in this game. Um, so yeah, that's my impact player.
I'm. I'll probably go an edge rusher. Joseph's, Herring, or Ross.
Hmm.
One of those guys has got to force a turnover
Yeah,
and be in the backfield all night. Who's going to make those plays? And I think that's if we win, I think it starts. I think it's because it's going to start there
Tennessee probably needs 2 or 3 turnovers to win this game.
probably. And I think the defensive line is the guys that are going to even if he throws a pick, I think it's the defensive line forcing that.
Oh, and I think 2 or 3 or turnovers is very possible, very possible.
Yeah.
So
I I think so too. So with that, we'll kind of wrap up the show here. Your score prediction, or do you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
So I I don't see Tennessee winning this game. I'm gonna be I'm gonna pick against them here in this spot. I think they haven't shown me enough to think that they're gonna correct all these issues that they have right now. I'm gonna go 35-24 Alabama with an 11-point win over Tennessee.
I'm gonna go. I think. See, my heart wants to say Tennessee's gonna win it, but my mind is telling me Tennessee loses. So I'm going to do what I think I should do and go with my mind. I think Tennessee's gonna lose this game. However, I think this is going to be a closer game than you think. I also think it's going to be a higher scoring game than you think. I think it'll be. I'm thinking. I think Tennessee. I think they score 40 points again. I think they get like 41 points. Alabama gets like 45 or something like that. 41, 45, somewhere in that range.
Similar to the Georgia game,
Low
you're saying.
40s, similar to Georgia game. Alabama wins the game late. Um, I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be a good game. I think that this Tennessee Alabama series has gotten back to, even if one team is clearly better than the other, it's gonna be a close game, and the team who's at home is most likely gonna win it. Is just kind of what this series feels like now. Um, so yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. I think it's gonna be a little closer than you. I think Tennessee's offense is gonna score more points than they're gonna at least get into the 30s. I think, um, but we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely hope so. We're definitely pulling for a Tennessee victory. Obviously, the biggest game of the year, in my opinion, so far. So yeah, with that, I'm Trev. He's Lev. We would like to thank you all again for tuning into this one, the Big Orange Preview. Tennessee travels to Alabama. Please follow us on Instagram at the Trev and Lev Show, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and share. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Peace.
Peace.